Hello. Hi, it's Tony Pitcherilla here from E01, and I've got my good friend and the president, the one and only president of ALA, David Votter. Hello, Dave. How are
Hello,
you?
hello. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Thanks. Nice to see you. We're in second month in already, aren't we? So
I
second
know.
month into the year already. It's
Where
gone
has
so
that
quickly,
gone?
isn't it?
Summer will be upon
Well,
us.
Dave, yeah, exactly. So David and I are here to speak about a couple of things today. We're here to speak about our predictions for the rest of the year. We speak about simple. We want to set goals. We got goals for ourselves. We want you guys to set goals for yourself as well. We're here to talk about commitment, how we can really commit to our clients and to our staff to make a big difference, and then to focus really on taking self accountability for how we're going to drive our business and our instructions and our work forward really. So, Dave, how you been? How's the year kicked off for you? How's it been after the
Yeah,
first
really
month?
good. I'm going to apologise for my web camera because it's a little bit misty at the moment, so it looks like I've got some kind of weird filter on. But yeah, so far so good, Tony. I mean, we came out of Christmas, didn't we? Came out the starting blocks, ready to roll. New year, everybody's buzzing, everybody's motivated. It's been really busy for both sales and lettings for me, really. Fortunately.
Okay, well done. That's very good, isn't it? So, anything, Dave, is a rent still going up, and what are prices
Oh
like
God,
as well? Where how you find it
yeah.
there?
Well, this is the thing. I mean, rents are still going up. There's still a lot of landlords out there trying to get, the post-COVID prices that they were trying to get before. Tenants are getting a bit more savvy to it and thinking, well, look, I might stay put. The living crisis, do I really want to move? However, if you put something on, slightly lower than the northern prices that have been going on, you end up flooding it with inquiries, and they just become unsustainable. And we're one of those companies that like to get back to everybody. Unfortunately, when you've got a deluge of inquiries and you've only got one
Mm,
person working on them, you kind of get staffing issues. So really,
yeah,
it's interesting.
exactly. And what about sales, Dave? How are they
Sales have been
matching up?
good. I mean, it's funny because we've seen a real mixed bag. We've got a couple of properties that get no traction whatsoever. The really higher end ones, we've got one with the swimming pool. We've not had a single inquiry on, so that
Mm,
says to me that price has got to come down. And then we've had others that are shifting very quick. The thing that I found reassuring, Tony, is that there has been a mass exodus of landlords. However, there is some more, buy to let investors, new ones that are coming to the
yeah,
market. So we're seeing them
yeah,
snap up some of these properties, which is, really reassuring, considering that
yeah,
the government have made it very hard for landlords to be landlords still.
yeah, yeah. Well, we so for I introduced David. David's the president, the one and only president of ALA. So my name's Tony. I'm from AV Rillo. We're a firm of conveyancers, but we started off as estate agents, so we know the market. We work with agents up and down the country. So I'm finding what it's like across the country. So Dave, to be honest with you, some of the agents started very badly. Some areas were really badly affected at the start of the year. But I think most people most good agents are coming out of it, and they're starting to see. I think they're more
Yeah.
confident than they were at the end of last year, certainly. And I think it is picking up for good agents. But as you say, Dave, it's the same thing, isn't it? If you get the right property on at the right price, it's going to sell. There's always going to be a market for that. So I think this is always the same. I mean, I've been in agency 30 years. It's always been the same story, isn't it? About getting the right property on at the right price. So I went to a conference yesterday. Conveyancing Association did a conference, and I was really interested. They had a couple of speakers there, and they were talking about predicting the market. There's a company called
Hmm.
LMS who have got their fingers in a lot of pies. But essentially, what they were saying is they predict for sales this year is probably going to be 10% down on 2019. Probably 2019 was our last normal year. So they think the numbers are going to
Yeah.
be down to that, which, to be honest with you, I mean, it's not too. I mean, we've had a couple of great years in sales and lettings, haven't we? So I think to go back to that
Yeah.
isn't too bad actually.
Yeah, it's understandable, isn't it? We're seeing more of a return to normality. Everybody's
Yeah,
panicking. Well, I say everybody. There's a lot of people panicking, saying, "Oh my God, prices are dropping, interest rates are rising." We've enjoyed a very long period of low interest rates.
mm,
Then we've had a period of very high house prices, and now things are sort of the scales are balancing again, aren't they? Really, and it's
mm,
just like
mm,
you say, the good agents are prepared, they're ready, they're talking to their clients. I mean, I sold a friend's house a little bit further up the line. We I valued it tail end of last year, and then we saw the market shift a bit. So I said, look, let's go a little bit lower. We've now sold that property. Now he's looking at his onward purchase, and he's seeing properties that have been on since March last year that've not done
Really?
any
Yeah.
price. They have not changed
Yeah.
that price. They're still
Yeah. It's
staying
crazy, isn't it?
the same price. And maybe that's because those people really need to achieve that price. But then you've got to factor in, you've got agent fees, conveyancing fees, removal costs, stamp duty. All these things have got to still be factored in to someone's purchase price. And I think people forget that, don't they?
So, Dave, what's your prediction? Go on, guess. What's your prediction for house price in the year? Stay the same? Go down? What do you reckon?
Is this an official quote?
No, it's not an official quote. This is purely out of your own head. What do you think? I've got my own view. If you don't want to give a view, I've got my own view.
No, I do. No, you know me. I'm not frightened of that. So
that's what I was saying. Yeah.
I think they'll kind of continue to level off a bit. I think we're seeing a bit of a decline. I think they'll continue to go down ever so slightly, and then eventually start picking up, but not enough to be really anything anyone needs to worry about. Personally, go on then. What's your prediction?
No, my prediction is just based. Thanks, Dave. Thanks for putting me under pressure. My prediction is just based on what I've seen. But I think it's reasonable. It's reasonable. Again, I went to a couple of talks back end of last year, and they talked about 10%. 10% they reckon for the year. And there's about 3 or 4 people, all very good, including Nathan Emerson from Property Mark, said about 10% for the year. So I think that's pretty reasonable, and that's not a shocker to the market. But I think it's all come back. And 10% is not crazy. It's not a dramatic change in the market. But it's the same old story, isn't it? It's if the press talk enough about it, and if they blow it up enough, then it will come. There'll be higher reductions. But I think 10% is okay. But my view for the estate agency market, though, it's the same as always. I think it's are you going to make any money this year? Well, I think if you're an order taker, okay, you're not going to make any money because it's not that type of market anymore. It's proper estate agency. But if you're a sales maker, if you're traditional is the wrong phrase, but if you're the type of agent that goes out, proactively looks for business, gets the property on, proactively advises the clients about what the right price is for their property, I think you're going to make money. I think it's the same. I've been in property 30 years. It's always been the same thing. Always comes down to that, really. So that's my predictions for the year. So the next thing, I know, Dave, you're a very motivated man and you always do a lot of things. So you must have lots of goals. So I want to talk about goal setting a little bit. Do you use any sort of, do you set goals for the year? Do you set yourself up? How do you?
I mean, in relation, you got two, haven't you? You got your business goals and then you got your personal goals. So what do you want to achieve in your business? So you set that goal, you set that target. It's not a million miles away, but then you work back from it and you make it into manageable chunks. Like, say, for example, 200 Google reviews you want to achieve in 1 year, and how you're going to get there, and how many is that a month, and how many customers do you deal with a month. And when you break it down to these manageable chunks, I mean, it's very easy. People probably watch this and think, well, that's obvious, isn't it? But you'd be surprised at the amount of people that don't do it. And I had COVID over Christmas again, second time, Boxing Day, and I still don't feel 100%. And I was doing really well because I went into December working out, doing my fitness, keeping on it, and I was in a really good routine, right? And then I slipped after Christmas. I let myself go. I put on lots of weight, and then I've come back to New Year, and I'm thinking, right, it's February now, so I've really changed my mindset. And it was interesting because I drove from my house right up to Lincolnshire because I had some appointments and business up there, and drove back and stayed there a couple of days. And I listened to like a podcast, a mindset podcast, the whole way. I didn't listen to any music because I thought this is my time to really re-engage. And I've just kind of switched it. So I'm back into my routine. I don't feel 100%, but I thought, will I ever? And I think I've got to make these changes. So I'm now up at 5:30 every morning. I'm in the, I say home gym. It sounds glamorous, but it's like a brick-built garage with gym equipment in. But, it works. I've got a treadmill that I brought cheap and loads of stuff. So I've got fitness equipment in there, and I spend about an hour in there in the morning. Wow. Then I have 5 to 10 minutes of meditation time, just in the dark. Sounds ridiculous, but you've got to have that time. Then I go in and the kids are awake, my wife's awake, and then greet them. I'm in a good mood, get myself ready, jump in the shower. I do the cold shower treatment. Now, I start warm.
Oh, wow. Did a Wim Hof, myself,
but for the last 30 seconds, and today I did a minute, because the last 30 seconds, I turn it cold. Now, I was turning it cold, very cold, but I still realised I've got room to manoeuvre, so I could have gone even cold. And with the temperatures being as cold as they are in the morning, you know, -3, -4,
Yeah.
that is flipping freezing cold water,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
I don't look forward to it. I don't enjoy it, but I enjoy it when I stop doing it. And honestly, they say the cold water treatment, it works wonders for your mental health, your well-being, you know, protects the early signs of dementia. You know, it's really great for you. And do you know what? I hate it, but every day I'm buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing now. And
You hate it. You hate it, but you love it.
I hate it, but I love it. And it's necessary, Tony. You know, I could
Yeah.
go, well, why am I feeling like this? Why am I not the best version of myself? But now I've started doing that. These last few days, I'm just absolutely buzzing. Absolutely
Yeah.
buzzing.
Dave,
Although
listen,
I'm
look at
knackered.
what. Wow, listen, what a podcast! You get health, you get business advice, you get motivational advice, and you get
Well-being.
fitness advice from you as well. How amazing is that, Dave? I think, listen, that's absolutely true. I mean, there's lots of good things you're saying out of that, and I think one of the things is that habits make the difference, right? You've got to keep those habits going, and there's scientific proof that habits take about 30 days to actually get used to. Some say 60 days, some say I like to stick to 30 days. You know, the reality is, Anthony Robbins says, you know, if you're really motivated, you can change your habit in a heartbeat. You know, if you go to the doctor and the doctor says that you're about, you know, unless you stop this smoking, you know, you're going to die tomorrow, you'd stop tomorrow. You know, you stop. So it depends how motivated you are. But for most people, it's 60 days. But I tell you what is interesting. In America, they found that the average person gives up their New Year's resolutions in 32 days. So start 1st of January, all motivated, and then by the end of January, it's gone. You know, so it's all about building those habits.
Yeah.
So I think all that Wim Hof stuff is great. You know, training is really important, and meditation. It's been shown that actually focuses your mind. I mean, we're all got so many distractions in our lives.
Yeah.
It's all about focusing on one thing at a time and getting that done. But that leads me on to goal setting, Dave. Okay, so goal setting. I just want to go over it. So we do a lot of training at work on something we call SMART goal setting. So SMART, it's an acronym, right? So it's specific, okay, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time related. Okay, so specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time. So it's going to be something that what we do is, if the best version of me turns up to work every day, you know, some days, Dave, you come to work and you're like, I've got a hold of him, I push myself to speak, I negotiate a better price, I ask for the price reduction. If you turned up like that, Dave, every day for the rest of the year, what could you achieve? And that's normally something very exciting. It's going to be something to wake you up in the morning and think, you know what, like you do, 5:30 up, shower, something like that. So it's going to be something like, so for example, something specific for us. I mean, for us, it's all about getting our fall throughs down. So all our goals is about reducing our fall throughs and getting those through. So it's all about that. It's going to be something like that. And what I want to talk to you about now, Dave, is kind of what you were saying about looking after your clients, is about the commitment culture. So like being committed to your team, being committed to yourself, being committed to your clients. Do you use that philosophy in your business, Dave?
Yeah, absolutely. It's almost like a customer obsession. So they're at the forefront. And, you know, we're in an age where we can listen to calls back for training and bits and pieces. And then you can revisit things and think, actually, how could I have done better? And I had one just, I think it was this week, actually. And I listened to the call back and I thought, my God, this woman is having a right pop at a member of staff, not because we've done anything wrong. It's because they wanted to vent, right?
Yeah.
So they're really venting, and it's quite aggressive and horrible and unpleasant. And I just thought, my member of staff, my property manager, held it so well, probably better than I could have done, because I would have put them back in their box. I would have said, hang on, you're working from home, you've got an electrical condition report being done, and you're complaining that the electricians turn the electric off. Would you like them to test the electrics while it's live? I mean, what planet are you on? You know, I suppose when you own a business, you've got the luxury of saying exactly what you want, but your staff are a bit more conscientious. And I listened to that back, and I could feel myself getting angry. I thought, right, don't get angry, breathe, think back to meditation, back in the room. So yes is the answer to that. And having that culture where, you know, you're like me, you've got a very close team, you're like a family, aren't you? And you support each other, you know, you go to conferences, you go to events, and you're all part of the team. And it's that culture that keeps you going. You know, when you don't want to get up for work, when it's freezing cold, when you got ice on your car, when you got someone shouting at you, who keeps you going? It's the people that you spend all day with.
Exactly. Okay. So Dave, I agree 100%. So our commitment, so commitment culture, they did some research and they found there's different types of way you're running your business and having an organization, but the most successful, the top companies, the top performing companies are generally the people that have got a commitment culture. And what I mean by that, Dave, is that they're committed to their staff, first of all.
Yeah.
Like you've got to really leave, like sometimes you can pick up a file, you can pick up a case. You want to leave that case in a better position when you hand it over to your colleague. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You worry if someone calls in and they're upset about something. The commitment culture is not. He didn't complain about me, so I'm not worried. The commitment culture is, oh gosh, that's going to be really bad for the business. So it's that commitment to your colleagues to really want to look after your colleagues, but that extends beyond that, doesn't it? Then,
Yeah.
like you say, really, we're only here to service our clients and give them a great service.
Absolutely.
So you got to find great, great. You got to get landlords in, great landlords. Got to give good property. Got to find good tenants. We've on sales. You got to get good stock on, get it on for the right price, and find good buyers. And for us as a conveyancing business, for us it's about getting the clients in, getting them moved. It's not about just finding loads of problems. It's actually getting them moved at the time scale that they want to get moved, coming up with innovations for that. So it's about really being committed to that. And I'll be a bit controversial here, Dave, because everyone's talking about standards. Everyone's so demanding. Not talking about your particular thing, because no reason people should be rude. But I'm talking about people's expectations, and people say it's too much. I think it's just society, because society's moving on. Like I ordered something last night. I ordered something from Amazon last night. I say last night, about mid-afternoon yesterday. They told me it was going to arrive that evening. It didn't.
Yeah.
It arrived in the morning. I didn't need it last night.
Yeah.
But I was actually upset about it. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean? It's
'cause
almost
you're
like,
up for
why has it not arrived? It's like, but I think, I expect that in my own life. So
Yeah.
is it not right that they expect it in all the services we provide? Like conveyancing is a typical thing. Conveyancing is being made into something so complicated, and you can't get any control of it. It's all mystified. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. But people, and we work with you, Dave, and we've got a good relationship, and that's what it needs to get the thing over the line. So we all need to be committed to our team, to our clients, and to the partners that you work with. That's how really you could be successful in our business, especially in this day and age where it's going to be a tough year.
In a lot of cases, it's unachievable. Some it's not. Some cases it's like, well, I expected a call back. Okay, right. There is other customers and this and that. But I mean, I use you guys as a good example. So we got this client who came to me from another agency from before. We let the property for a period of time, and then he comes to me and said, look, I'm looking at sell it. The tenancy's coming to an end. Could we get it on board, value it? So I valued it. And then he said, can you recommend a conveyance? And I was like, ding, yes. So straight away over to Charlotte, sent the referral. And I'm not joking, Tony. Within half an hour, she signed him up. Because he come back to me and went, look, thanks for the recommendation. They're a bit more expensive than usual, but my God, are they on the ball? And I thought, well, you get what you pay for. Signed up,
Thanks, Dave.
job done. And now we've got viewings this weekend. It's going to sell.
Well, I mean, that's what it's all about. Thanks for mentioning that. But I say that's what it's all about. I know in your business, that's what you do. It's about getting the results. I mean, clients do not come to me because they like speaking to me. They don't come to me. Don't come to you because they like you. Although we're both great people, and they should come to us for that, right? What they come to you for, Dave, is they want to let a property. They want to move into that property. They don't actually want you. They want to move into. They don't come to me because they need a solicitor. They want to buy a house, or they want to sell a house. So sometimes I think, as an industry, all industries, not just our industry, but you kind of lose track of, what it's there for. If someone buys a Black and Decker, they don't just want a Black and Decker. They want what the Black and Decker does to create a whole. They don't need the Black and Decker, Yeah. So I think that's what sometimes we've got to realign the fact. But once we realign ourselves and understand that goes on to my next point. Really, is that we kind of got to take self accountability, Dave. And I think that's really important. I know you believe that in your own business about you're the master of your own destiny, aren't you? Really, Dave?
Yeah,
is that what you apply in yourself and your business? Well, I know you do, but explain it to everyone how you work.
Well, I always say that the only barriers that are in front of you are the ones you put up for yourself, really. So why can't you do something? People blame outside circumstances for not achieving what they need to achieve. you know, the weather's bad, the economy's down, God, it's tough out there at the moment, can't get many listings, you know, clients are being demanded. That's an excuse, you know, and the excuses are like bums, you know, we've all got one and they stink. So at the end of the day, what you need to do is just find a way of getting around that. So you've got a barrier, and I get it with my team. Like if they reach a barrier, how are we going to break through that barrier? Don't just stop at there. Oh, sorry, computer says no. No, actually, get straight through it. And you know, it's very easy to do nothing. Like of an evening, it's very easy to come home, have something to eat. Tired, I've had a long day. I'll have a glass of wine. I'll watch Netflix. It's very easy to do that. It's easy to do nothing. You know. So why not do something different? Like I got into a bit of a routine. I said to my wife, look, we're just sitting in front of the TV, ignoring each other some nights. Yeah, we do have a date night. We've got a great relationship, but couldn't it be better? So we make sure that we sit down at the table and we eat dinner. If we're going to have a glass of wine, we chat. We talk about our day. She's my chief consultant, Tony, you know. She will tell me if I'm being an idiot. She'll rein me back in and she'll say, no, you need to do that. You need to think more like that. She will pick holes in things, and I need that because I don't get that. When you're in control, you know, you don't often have somebody telling you what you should and shouldn't be doing. Yeah,
I've always known she's the boss, Dave. I've always known she's the boss.
I like the key is make her think she's the boss. But do you know what? It's the voice of reason, isn't it? And I just think that's all there is to it.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Dave, because there's lots of research done about how to be happy in life and things like this, and people are happy, although it doesn't feel like that initially, but people are happy in striving to be the best version of yourselves. That's what they're happy in, because you know it's about the journey, isn't it? Because you know, like I'm sure you know, we've all bought ourselves something nice that we've, you know, a watch, car, whatever it is that we thought, yeah, when we get that, you know, we'll be really happy, and then it comes and you forget about it. But the things that you do remember are, you know, I pushed myself. You know, I passed my driving test. I became an agent. I became a manager. I became a business owner. It's those things where you've had to actually go through strife to get there. But it's that pleasure in yourself, and that all comes down to taking self accountability. Because self accountability means, in my book, means happiness, right? So if you've got, you know, Dave, I'm sure you have as well. I come across people that, you know, come to work. I was late, you know, but they're always late. So why were you late? Oh, because the bus is late. Well. You know, someone who's self-accountable, exactly. Leave early. Get yourself an alarm clock. You know, leave earlier. That's self-accountability. The market. How can you control the market? You can't control the market. What you control is your conversion rates. Yeah. Exactly. Well, say, look, if you need 10 deals and you need to make 100 calls to get 10 deals, right? You make 100 calls. If you want, if the market is dropped by 10%, you have to make 110 calls. Then you'll get it. But you have to control your own life to be able to take that responsibility, to take control. But that, I strongly really believe, though, that makes you a happy person.
Yeah, it does.
You're going through life for nothing.
Yeah, it's challenging yourself. And today I sat there and I thought, right, there's a couple of properties that I really want to do a ring out on. So I did it. And in doing so, you know, I'm pressing these people. What's going on? We're on with this agent, but, you know, we're not happy. Right, well, come on with us. We'll come out and see you. Let's push it. And off the back of, you know, I say ring out. I mean, I literally squeezed it into the little time I had. I must have rung about 16 people, and I got 2 valuations off the back of it. So it's not bad going. When you look at that, it's the little wins, isn't it? Really.
Dave, when we were agents, we strongly believed in doing habits with time, those call outs, and you don't, like you say, you don't have to do that many. You do, if you say you do 10 extra a day, so 10 extra a day over a week, you get that habit going. It's 50 a week.
Yeah.
Right. Over a month, average 4 weeks, right? It's 200, right? 200 a month.
Yeah.
Over a year, what's that? 2,400 extra calls. I mean, that's going to make a difference to your business. So it's those small habits that really. And the other thing, Dave, I know you do is call outs. It's all about the proactive calls. It's not waiting for a call to come in.
Yeah, exactly.
It's about getting out there. Like when we do our conveyancing, you know, we want to drive exchanges, and that's about calling the other side solicitors, calling the agent, working with the agent. And it's the same in your business, Dave, isn't it? It's about making outbound calls is really the secret.
Yeah, and no quality one. It's not a case of I'm going to ring Tony Piccirillo because, you know, I've got to tick that box. I want to get some business from him. What am I going to get out of that call? Is the quality. So yeah,
good. Okay, Dave, I think we've probably
done
our time today. So we'll see each other soon.
Yes.
And we'll release something soon, but I hope everyone's enjoyed. Any questions Well, maybe we could put our email addresses up here. People can contact
Yeah,
us.
let's
But
do that.
I hope everyone enjoyed it that's on board. And Dave, nice to see you.
You
And
too.
goodbye to everyone seeing and watching. See you later.
Cheerio.